you look at a space and you think to yourself, you know, everyone will have an emotional connection to a room in their house or that, you know, the house they grew up in. So let's talk a little bit about our memories from the childhood house we grew up in. I know I never wanted to move from my house. I loved it so much. I want to start with you, Karen. What is your favorite memory from your childhood house?
Well, my dad, as everybody knows who watches, so my dad can fix and build anything.
Yes.
And so I'm lucky that I was the eldest and I got to help him out with these things. But the one project I didn't get to help him out with was their master suite.
Okay.
Which was when I was very young. And so we're talking the 70s.
Right.
And my dad they had this flocked wallpaper, and that's plaster that my dad actually put on the wall that actually lights up. So, and there's my mom. Look at my mom.
That is
Fiona
awesome.
said to me, "How old were you there?" I'm like, "Me."
I knew it wasn't you. I knew it wasn't you. That's your mom.
Yeah.
So the plaster lights up?
Well, it lights up from behind. My dad was doing balance lighting.
really
He was a man ahead of
groovy.
his time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that was your favorite
That
room
was,
in the house?
well, you know what? It's funny because my dad traveled for business. I remember I used to go sleep with my mom, and I used to love to sleep in my dad's pillow because it smelled like him.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Very
The 70s were quite a time, weren't they? All right, Jackie, your favorite memory from your childhood home?
Well, yeah, it actually was my bedroom as well, because we lived in a century home, and I'm one of three girls, three sisters, and so when my eldest sister decided to, as a teenager, move to the attic, I got her little bedroom.
Yeah.
So my mother took me to Sears, and we went and we bought pink comforter, pink like in floral. We got pink wallpaper in floral. I was painting dressers way back then. But the funny thing is, my dad, what he did is he just handed me a paint stripper and a can and said, "Strip off that sill." He said, "And if it gets on your hand, it might burn." And boy, did it burn. So I mean, it was like, and he left me there. So, and that was my bedroom until I finished college. So had huge, you know, wonderful warm and pink. And now, of course, pink is really, really hot. And what I do now is I play it off with lots of whites, and we tend to use lovely brocade, soft pink and white, big, you know, beautiful wallpapers. You add lots of white and chartreuse, so we really punch it up. But back then it was like little tiny calico pinks, and I loved it.
And a lot of floral.
A lot
you
of
hit the
floral.
nail on the head there,
Oh,
honey.
and
multiple
flocked.
florals.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
and we,
really mixing.
and we wallpapered one wall only, which we're doing again now,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is
that's
interesting.
Yeah, which is in the bedroom that I showed as well. Because if you, when you go to strip it, it's only one wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smart. Okay, so my favorite memory, and you're probably going to look at this picture and say, why would she show this on the show? Because I look like a small homeless child. You can see that. The knees are threadbare on my pajamas. That's me and my sister hanging out with the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. But here's the point. The point is that the living room, and many people grew up with this, the living room was sort of a formal space that we didn't use for anything but Christmas morning. So that living room was so important to us, and it meant Christmas. So this is us, Christmas morning. I'm obviously so thrilled because I just got another Barbie. I'm so happy. I don't mind having my picture taken in my threadbare pajamas. And it was just, to me, such a beautiful time in our life. Christmas was a huge thing for my family. So that is my my childhood memory. I loved it. You went to our viewers too. Okay, so we've been talking about wallpaper. This is interesting. This is from Amy Walker. She found this picture in her grandma's things. She said her mom worked all day to surprise her. You can't tell, but it's Holly Hobby wallpaper,
Holly
and
Hobby.
she's beside herself. She came home and she's like, "Oh, I have Holly Hobby in my room." Okay, this is another cool one. Percocia Leal. My bedroom was a small addition at the back of the house, as was my childhood BFFs. We'd spend hours at our windows writing messages, flickering the lights like Morse code, gossiping and planning the next day's fun. Lots happened there. So beautiful.
That's nice.
Take a trip down memory lane if you have a moment right now.